I found a photo on my phone the other day of all of my houseplants a couple years ago, and a couple of them had grown a lot more than I had thought. A few of these I have noticed some growth, like the three here have grown a good amount, but a couple of the other ones really surprised me. So I thought, let me throw together a bit of a milestone checkup here on the current houseplants I have. I've just recently filled up all the pots because I had some vacancies, some deaths in the plant family. Quite a few deaths, actually. But since I've just recently restocked, refilled all the pots, we're completely occupied now. There's no more vacancies. Thought it'd be a good time to sort of take a snapshot in time and come back maybe next year and see what's left alive and how much it's grown if it is. What I have in front of me right now is one of the newer plants I have here. It's a ZZ plant. I think that's how you say it. This is one of those plants that if you Google ZZ plant, there's like a million different kinds. This one's kind of a dark green. It's got a very deep, dark sort of leaf color. And this one seems to be taking okay. I put this in the pot probably a couple months ago, and I think it's gotten a little bit bigger, though I don't have a reference picture for this one. So I think it's taking, it hasn't died since I put it in the pot, so that's always a good sign. But yeah, not too much to say about the ZZ plant. Next up, I have my peace lily here. I've had this plant for, I think, about a year and a half, 2 years. The first year I had it, it had white flowers that bloomed, but it's been pretty much dormant the entire time since then. I'm wondering if it has to do with the lighting in here. It probably doesn't get the right amount of hours of sunlight just due to the way the windows in this apartment work, so it probably just doesn't enter that phase of itself, I guess. But it's doing healthy overall. It's definitely grown. This is one of my expressive plants. So if you don't water it or it gets a bit thirsty, it looks like it's completely dead. All the leaves just completely droop down. And then you give it a bit of a glass of water, and a couple hours later, it perks right back up and looks fine again. But yeah, that's my peace lily. It's a happy looking plant. Oh, this is one of the ones as well that I got from my mom. So she got me this one. There's a couple others like that. I don't know if I'll remember to mention it for all of them, but about half of these, less than that, maybe like a third of these I've gotten as gifts from various people. So yeah, that's the peace lily. This here is one of my, no, it is for sure the oldest plant that I have. It's the only one that has survived from its first generation. So this is a generation 1 plant. It's the last one living, and it's only kind of half alive, actually. When I got this plant, there was a whole second stalk, so this was like a twin kind of dynamic going on here. One of them died like immediately, so it like completely rotted, and it didn't disappear, but all like the greenery fell off of it, and it just got rotten, I guess. Super crunchy, soft. So I removed that, and since then it has just been chilling. It hasn't really grown in a couple years, but it just hangs out, doesn't die, seems fairly healthy otherwise. So yeah, it's a happy plant. This is my money tree. Can't remember why it's called that. That's not the technical name for the plant, as you could probably guess. But the money tree is an interesting one. This is another case of usually they seem to take 3 of these and sort of twist them together around the stem. And then they kind of grow in unison. But just like my very oldest plant, one of these stalks seems to have died. So there's just sort of a third one hanging out here. I don't know if I should remove it. I don't know if that would hurt it more than leaving it there. I don't really know what's going on with that. But for now, I'm just not going to touch it because it's still growing and it's a bit tangled together. Maybe I'm supposed to manage that. I don't know. But this has grown a ton. When I first got this plant, it was maybe like this tall or something like that. Yeah, about here. About this tall. And it's doubled in size. It's really quite ginormous now that I take a look at it in comparison to how big it used to be. I mean, of course, it's not like a Christmas tree or something. But yeah, this is another one my mom got me, I think. So this is one from her. But yeah, the money tree. All right, this is one of my 2 snake plants. This is another one that's grown a ton. I think it might be outgrowing its pot even right now, if not pretty soon. And I think it was about this tall. See if I can put my hand here. When I first got it, it only had the one singular, I don't know, you call it a stalk coming up. You can kind of see how there's like a 3 or 4, I think 2 more sprouting up. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total once these 2 really tiny ones actually get going here. But these grow like crazy and it is looking fantastic. So man, yeah, it's on top of the table here. It's like up to my bottom of my nose or something. It's grown so much, like tripled, quadrupled in size. I'll even say it's quadrupled in size. This is a 4Xer. This one's a 4Xer. So we'll see if it continues to grow or if I need to put it in a brand new pot before anything substantially changes from here. But yeah. This is my rubber tree, my older rubber tree, just like with the snake plants. I also have 2 of these. So this is the elder brother of the 2. It's about a year old. I think I've had it for. It's about doubled in size. So whatever it's at now, imagine it about half the size it is when I got it. It's been in the same pot the whole time, as have most of these. But it's really thickened up. It hasn't grown much vertically in this second year compared to the first one, but it's really thickened up, and the stem, especially at the bottom, hopefully we can zoom in, is turning to wood instead of this, like new growth green. I don't know what you call it, what the technical term is. It's a plant, it's wood, it's a tree. It's starting to turn into more like a tree. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a tree and it has wood now instead of just green or stems. But yeah, rubber tree. This is one of my newer batch, most recent set of plants I've gotten to fill the void in my life, and the empty pots at least. But this is an aloe vera. It's super small. I think it's like the 4th one I've had. The first one I had lasted a really long time, like 2 years, got huge, and then it died. And then like the next 3, or I think I've had 2 in between. So the next 2 I had didn't last very long. They both just sort of died in a single season. So this is number 4, attempt number 4 on the aloe vera. And I expect it to start getting bigger soon. It's about the same size as when I put it in the pot, maybe like a couple months ago. Hopefully it's just establishing itself before it just skyrockets in growth. But yeah, nothing too crazy, just an aloe vera. All right, this is the younger of the 2 snake plants. A bit of a darker color overall. The other one sort of had those yellow trims on the leaves or stems or whichever you call these. Blades? You call them blades? Probably not. But this one's darker, got kind of a wavy to light dark green sort of alternating pattern on it. This is also part of the newest generation of plants, the most recent batch I've acquired. So it hasn't really done anything yet. It's just hanging out in the pot, hopefully establishing itself. It's not dead, so that's a good sign. I'm always a little paranoid when I first transplant when I first if I could speak, when I first put a plant into a new pot, I am always a little concerned that it's going to immediately die. So the fact that it hasn't done that is a good sign. It's a good sign. This is the younger of the two rubber trees, and it's about the same size. No, it's a little taller. This one's a little taller than the other one that I showed earlier when I first got it, but they're similar in girth. So the thickness here that hopefully you're taking a look at is about the thickness that the elder rubber tree was when I got it, and you could probably recall it's much thicker now. So hopefully this one follows suit. You can also, you probably notice the very rudimentary staking I've done. This, ever since I put it in this pot, wants to fall over. So I've got some, I think this is yarn, and a couple like shish kebab sticks that I've just sort of stuck in the dirt here. So yeah, it's a bit makeshift, but I think it's doing the job fairly well. So hopefully once it establishes itself, really spreads out the roots, kind of anchors a bit more into the ground, I can remove the yarn and let it stand on its own. All right, what I got here is like a Generation 2 houseplant. So it's about a year younger than the very oldest one. And I've completely forgotten what kind of plant this is. So I really have no idea. But this one's really weird because I used to think this one hadn't grown like at all. But I have this older picture of it and it was much smaller, but the leaves were much fuller at the same time. It's sort of done this weird growth pattern where it's the stem is definitely growing and it's made a lot of vertical progress, but all the lower leaves fall off and it hasn't really thickened out. So it's just these same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stems that it's always had just keep getting bigger. And I feel like it's supposed to be a bit fuller in the leaf department than it is, but oh well, maybe it's again another weird effect of the lighting conditions it gets in this apartment. But this is also another one of those plants that gets really, really depressed if it gets thirsty. It looks like it's completely keeled over, but it'll come back to life. And yeah, I thought it wasn't doing so well because all the bottom leaves kept falling off, but it's been doing that for like 3 years and keeps trucking on. All right, well, this is my prayer plant. As I was kind of positioning it on the table here, half of it just fell off of itself. So I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully the focus will show you, but this is about half the prayer plant. It's now out of commission. I'll just stick that back in the pot. Looks like it's still there. But what I was gonna say is it's very droopy. I feel like some of the other prayer plants you might see have a bit more bushiness to them. Mine just kind of spills over the side of the pot, so it's just always depressed. I don't know. I used to try to kind of stake it up a little bit, but I just kind of gave up on that. Didn't really help. But I was about to say it seems to be going okay, but I just killed half the plant, so I don't know anymore. We'll have to see how this one progresses. This is another Dracenia I have. It's about 2.5 years old or so. It's its second summer that I've owned it. I think I got it last spring. So maybe it's only 1.5 years old then. I don't know. It's the second summer I've had it. And this is since I still have the tag, we can get specific here. This is a Dracenia kanzi, or a kanzai. It was 4 inches when I got it. It says on the tag at least, 4-inch pot. So it's grown a lot since then. It's in a much bigger pot. This is clearly not 4 inches. And it's actually the second pot I've put it in. This is one of the few plants that I thought outgrew its original container. So I upgraded it. And since I upgraded it, it hasn't grown at all. But I'm sure it's just establishing itself. I feel like I've said that a lot about a few of these plants that haven't grown in a long time. But maybe that's just the theme of the place. Maybe all I can hope for is just keeping everything alive. But that's also sort of the point of the video, right? To see if I come back and do this again, I have bigger plants. Maybe I'm just imagining that nothing's grown. So, yeah, I guess the other thing to point out here is we do have some damaged leaves. This is all from last year. The first few weeks after I put it into this pot, which was end of last summer or something like that, it didn't like that very much. I just haven't removed the leaves since then, but a few of them died. A couple of them fell off. A couple of them have not. So that's where this persisting damage is from. And I really don't like to just yank the leaves off. Maybe it's fine, but I did kill half my prayer plant earlier, so I'm a little paranoid about it at this moment in time. Maybe I'll regain some confidence and do some medical care to this one, this Dracenia Konzi, something like that. Now this one is my biggest plant, so I'm not gonna move it because it's kind of heavy and I'm pretty lazy. But it's in the corner behind me. It's my cast iron plant. It's called that because it's very difficult to kill, very easy to keep alive. It doesn't require much light, doesn't require much water. Water's not so much a problem, but the light is in this corner. So very happy that I found something to put here that won't die just due to lack of sunlight. I guess you can kind of see it's not really getting direct sunlight right now. Maybe I'll go ahead and open the blinds in a bit. And you can see that even when the blinds are all the way open, it still doesn't really get direct sunlight. But yeah, no, it's hanging on. Hasn't really grown much, but it's alive. It's alive. Yeah, you can see with the window shades wide open, there's a bunch of light that hits just to the left of it, left from my point of view. But you can, I think, see the light just doesn't. The plant's not very illuminated. All you can really see is me right now because the light is so much stronger on my face than the plant. So the camera's not really picking up the plant anymore. But this is what I mean. This corner just doesn't get much light. So cast iron plant's a perfect fit for it. Perfect fit. Behind me on top of the bookshelf in the top right corner is another plant I'm not going to move. It's really viney, so that would be really obnoxious. I'm kind of trellising it across the bookshelf, so it's staying put. And what's cool about this plant, or maybe a neat little fact, is I found it in a hallway. It was left there for a few days, not next to anyone, just kind of sitting out, like someone had thrown it out, but was a little bit too lazy to actually go all the way to throw it out. So after a couple days of it just sitting there, I picked it up, brought it home, and it has grown a lot. I do have some pictures of this one actually sitting in the exact same spot where it is now, so I'll throw those up, and it is like 10x'd in size. It's huge. So this one's done really well. I'm just gonna keep letting it sit up there in that corner and kind of keep spreading the vines all around this sort of little area of the living space. So yeah, that's my mystery hallway plant. All right, this is the final plant I currently own, also the newest member of the plant family. This is a little parlor palm I recently got delivered to me in the mail because I couldn't find anything around here. And the reason I wanted it specifically enough to go get it from the mail is because the last one I had died and I liked it. So I got a new one.